Okay guys, just got through checking out that little area. There's tons more. I'm going to check out a couple more things about it and explore a little bit more. But I just wanted to stop for a second and take a look at the WR450, my dual sport bike. A Kirby's X Factor handguards. Totally awesome. They have a when you fit them up to the handlebars, if needed, there are special it comes with special inserts or sleeves that are tapered to fit the bars, so that works out really nice. Didn't have to use them on these. Once again, you heard me talking about the giant loop Moto stuff. The Possibles fender bag is a great choice. I carry a spare tube in there, and may have some tire changing stuff. Kind of forgot what's in there because I hadn't been in there in a while, and that's a good thing. But the Mojave saddle bags are perfect. I carry a tool roll. I got a bottle of water in here currently, and just a bottle of water and my tool roll. But you can see they all fit nice in there, and there's still room for more storage. This pouch is currently empty, but this is a good pouch for storing some more stuff, maybe tools. Over here on this side, pistol, just some miscellaneous stuff to go along with my tool roll, some tools, and I think I keep first aid kit in here. But normally, I cleaned these out the other day, and I kind of forgot to put I normally carry a rear tube on this side. But you can see there's still plenty of room for stuff in these things. And of course the zigzag handlebar bag. I typically just carry personal stuff. I got some fuses in there now. Carry my my card holder, my wallet thing. But this is a handy bag. Chapstick, iPhone chargers and stuff like that. But so far the WR450 has been really good to me as a dual sport bike. I've gotten maybe 4,500 miles or so of dual sport riding on it. That's off-road and pavement time. Of course the enduro counter on there at 1,000 miles, it starts itself all over again. But Boyson super cooler, full-blown Barnett clutch. That's basket, pressure plate, and clutch, dirt digger clutch kit. Light speed frame guards, which I use to I kind of notched them and helped use them to attach my Mojave saddlebags. Worked out really well. Of course, you got to have an oversized tank and MSR, hard parts, handlebar grips. I even put a little charge outlet up here for the phone. Got the phone on a ram mount. Double take mirrors. I think I'm gonna swap these for the Adventure mirrors. These work really awesome, but I don't know, Mickey Mouse looking a little bit. I also upgraded the headlight. This is an 08 WR. I put a 2015 headlight assembly on it, and I'm getting ready to change out this headlight bulb for a Cyclops LED high output bulb, and probably going to be putting some form of also from Cyclops, some form of an off-road driving light that I'm gonna get mounted up on here. So I'm kind of anxious to see what that is. I want to ride at night fairly quickly before we get cooled, before the temperature gets too cold here in Georgia. But to accommodate all those lights, the factory output on this carbureted model WR just ain't cutting it. So I'm gonna get with Trail Tech. They make a 100-watt stator output, a kit that comes with a rectifier regulator. So I'm going to use that, and I think that'll help with the night lights and do a little night riding, because I really love riding at night. It's just a whole different element. But that rent haul chain there is their Works O-ring chain. It has 4,500 miles on it, an absolute beast of a chain. That's the super sprockets. They also have the same amount of mileage on them. Just overall been a really good fit. The Race Tech suspension on this bike is just phenomenal. Those guys, I called them up, told them what I had, told them what I was looking for. I actually even went in and they have a form that you fill out when you want to send your suspension in and tell them what you want done. But what I did is I just went in and opened up a Word document on my computer, and I kind of went in and just kind of typed some things out that I wanted the bike to be able to do, and I also got specific about the terrain that I would be riding in. You know, I told them about it's going to be a dual sport bike. It's going to have some luggage items on it. It's going to be ridden on the asphalt some just to get to the dirt. When I get to the dirt, we're going to have some extreme technical stuff. It's going to be very rocky. We're going to have some single track. We're going to have rocks, roots. We're going to have mud. Sometimes we're going to want to run at a high speed across that stuff, and I want it plush and under control. Sometimes we're going to be a lot of first gear over that type of terrain, and I also want it plush and under control. So they did an absolute fantastic job. They on the forks and on the spring, of course, I got springs, Race Tech springs in there to accommodate my weight, and then accessories that I would add to the bike. So that was key number one to getting it to work correctly. And then the second thing that I had them do, or second thing that they suggested that they do, is put the Race Tech gold valves in. And the gold valve is a superior fluid piston compared to the OEM pistons that are in your suspension components. They're less restrictive, and they really rely on the shim stack to do all your dampening and control of your suspension. Makes them really plush when they need to be, makes them under control, makes them, I'm going to use the word harsh or stiff when they need to be, especially at high speed sometimes. But the stock fluid pistons are just so restrictive that they really make the suspension harsh in too many areas. So Race Tech did a fantastic job, and I couldn't be more pleased with the bike. One thing that I found that worked really well on this bike, and I'm gonna have to go back to them, I had the Moto's Tractionator IT tires on this bike and absolutely enjoyed them. The traction was phenomenal. But the biggest thing, the wear was really good. I got about 1,400 miles. That's pretty good for a pure off-road tire that just happens to be DOT rated. But what I really liked about that Tractionator was the fact that the carcass, the sidewall, was really stiff. It reminded me of a true off-road or a motocross tire. So you had that extra precise feel in the rear end and the front end. But of course I wore them out, and I had these that I'd purchased over a year ago. Got them really cheap. It's the Kenda Trackmasters, and I got them for a really good deal. I think maybe $100 shipped to the house. Had them for over a year. I wore the other tires out. Desperate need of tires. I mounted these up, and wow, it's a little, coming off the Tractionator to this tire is a little disappointing. This tire, okay, I've had these before. I really didn't know what I was missing until I actually was using the Moto's Tractionator tire. So these tires here have a super soft sidewall, which just, God almighty, sometimes it makes you feel like you're riding on a flat tire when you get into some real rocky terrain, and that just bugs the snot out of me. The traction is always good. The wear is good. I think the last set I had, I may have got 1,500 miles also out of them. But man, if these things just had the stiff sidewall like a true motocross or an off-road tire, they'd probably be really good. But I've played with air pressure in them, and it's just, the sidewall is just too soft on them. That's for sure. But I'm going to use them, get them wore out, and I'm going to definitely go back with the Moto's tire. But got the Asv Levers. Love these things. They feel really nice on your fingers. Really good stuff. Got to have radiator protection. That's a must.